going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Sunday, December 10th, 2023. But before we get into that, make sure you smash that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Really appreciate all the love and support. Just got over our 100 million views just last week. And again, couldn't have done that without you guys' love and support. So thank you so much for that. If you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $19 best bet, my NHL premium plays, make sure to head to Pickdawgz.com. Click that premium picks tab at the top of the page. Let's get you sorted. I mean, like I've said the last few days, the holidays are here. Presents are getting expensive. Those credit card bills are getting racked up. You know, that special someone in your life shows you something that they want, and it's got a pretty penny price tag behind it. Well, let's make you some money. Let's make some people happy over the holiday season. Only one place to go do it, though. Like I said, check out Pick Dawgz Premium. Got a lot of action on Sunday. NFL action. Got an NHL play on there for long-term subscribers. That's the best value. Hopping on a long-term pass. The 3-day pass is going to be less than buying each of my daily passes on Sunday individually. And it's going to get you everything. It's going to get you Monday's action. It's going to get you the NBA, more NHL. College football bowl season's upon us as well. So definitely make sure you go over and take advantage of that. But enough about that. We got an 8-game NHL card on Sunday. Let's check it out. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game takes us to the Nationwide Arena where the Columbus Blue Jackets take on the Florida Panthers. And, you know, the Columbus Blue Jackets, a team that I've really had a hard time trying to get a figure out on. But, you know, they have been playing well at home. They're 7-7-2 at home. Much better than their 2-8-3 record on the road this season. They're 7-7 on the puck line as well. But the thing for me here, they're 9-7 on the puck line at home this season. But the thing for me here is that, you know, they still have given up some goals as of late. They gave up 11 goals against the Islanders and the Kings. So I think they'll be able to give up some goals here to the Florida Panthers, who have historically owned the Blue Jackets for the better part of the last few years. I mean, you look at the last 9 meetings, the Florida Panthers have scored 4 or more goals in each of the 7 wins in that 9-game stretch. And in the 2 games they lost, they still scored 3 goals. So I think Florida's going to be able to score here, but I think Columbus can pot some as well. You know, Florida's been involved in some high-scoring games themselves as of late. So give me the over 6.5 here. Like I said, I think this has historically been a high-scoring series between these two teams. I think we got another high-scoring one here, so give me the over 6.5. Next, we head to Rogers Place for an afternoon matchup between the Edmonton Oilers and the New Jersey Devils. Two teams that are red hot right now. You know, the Edmonton Oilers coming into this game winners of 6 in a row. Meanwhile, the New Jersey Devils have won 3 straight and 6 of 7. The Devils on the back-to-back here after taking out the Calgary Flames on Saturday, while the Oilers had a chance to rest. But I still think that there is some value here with the New Jersey Devils. You know, side by side, you know, these two teams are both playing well right now. The Devils 9-4 on the road, Edmonton 7-4-1 at home. And I think it's going to be a back-and-forth game here, but I also think this is a game that should be lined closer to a coin flip. I don't think that the Oilers, despite how well they've been playing and are playing at home, should be minus 154 here. I think, like I said, the Devils, sure, they're on the back-to-back, and that's probably factoring into the price discrepancy, or at least the how far apart these two prices are. But I still think there's value here. So give me the Devils here at plus 128. I think there's just some value here, and I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Give me the Devils. Now we're heading to the United Center where the Chicago Blackhawks take on the Washington Capitals, and two teams that are, you know, another pair that I'm having a hard time really getting a feel for right now. But, you know, the Washington Capitals, you know, they've either been getting their teeth kicked in, or they, you know, have an absolutely stellar defensive showing like they did against the Rangers. You know, they went from getting beat up 6-0 by the Coyotes, 5-4 in a shootout to the Stars, 4-1 to the Vegas Golden Knights, to shutting out one of the best teams in the NHL, the New York Rangers, 4-0 on Saturday. Now they take on a Chicago Blackhawks team that's definitely had some issues of their own. But I do think Washington's going to find the score sheet a heck of a lot more than the Blues and the Ducks have. Chicago's allowed just 1 goal in their last 2 games. That's not sustainable for the Chicago Blackhawks that we've come to know and love over the first few weeks of the season. On the other side, though, the Washington Capitals, like I said, they've been prone to giving up some goals as well. They've given up 4 or more goals in 4 of their last 5 games. Historically, between these two teams, this has been a high-scoring series, 9-0-1 to the over in the last 10 meetings between these two teams. I got to go with the over 6.5, and this one's we have another high-scoring affair. Next, we're going to the Bell Center where the Montreal Canadiens take on the Nashville Predators. And the Predators, they still have been playing some solid hockey in their last few games. Um, they are winners of 7 of their last 10 games. But the problem for me is that they're still a losing team on the road. They're still 5-7 on the road this season. 6-8-1. The Montreal Canadiens are at home, and both these teams are on the back-to-back. But Montreal, they managed to get a feel-good win in Buffalo. The Predators were shut out against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know maybe the Canadiens not as stiff of a test as the Toronto Maple Leafs here, but again, you're giving me plus 136 in a game that I think should be lying closer to a coin flip. If this was Predators minus 130, 135, I think maybe you have an easier time talking me into the Preds here. But at plus 136 at home, I got to take the Montreal Canadiens in this one. Next, we head to Madison Square Garden where the Los Angeles Kings take on the New York Rangers. And for the Kings, it finally happened. They took their first loss on the road this season, now 11-0-1 after a 3-2 overtime loss to the Islanders. Gave up 2 third-period goals, then gave up a goal, I think it was in the first 10 seconds of the overtime period to the Islanders there. So now the Kings have to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, take on a Rangers team that was stifled by the Washington Capitals 4-0 and have lost back-to-back games. But now they go back home where the Rangers have done some solid work this season, 8-2 so far this year. But not only that, the thing for me with Los Angeles is that, when you have a long extended win streak like that, and then, you take your first loss and then you have to play a quick turnaround of like a back-to-back right after that first loss to snap that streak, sometimes it can have a lingering effect and it can be a bit of a hangover. I think that's what's going to happen here. The New York Rangers, they started Igor Shesterkin on Saturday. They're going to start Jonathan Quick here. And you got to like the Jonathan Quick revenge angle. The Kings deemed Quick expendable. When he was shipped out, I believe it was last year that Quick was dealt from the Kings. And they dealt him to the Vegas Golden Knights. And now Quick has found a home in New York. And he's been playing really well. I think Quick wants to stick it to his former team here. I'm going to take the New York Rangers on the money line in this one. Next, we head to the Honda Center where the Anaheim Ducks take on the Winnipeg Jets. And, the Winnipeg Jets coming to this one at 7-3-1 on the road. They've, played some solid hockey. They've won 3 straight coming into this game. The Anaheim Ducks, on the other hand, have lost 9 of 10. They had the win over Colorado to snap the losing streak, but then old habits die hard. Like I said, they lost 3-2 to Colorado in the rematch, and then were shut out 1-0 by the Chicago Blackhawks of all teams. And now they got to pick up the pieces. Yeah, they're at home where they're 5-9 this season, a decent record by their standards. But the Winnipeg Jets, like I said, 7-3-1 on the road. And head-to-head, they've owned this matchup. They've won 5 straight meetings with the Anaheim Ducks, 7 of the last 8 and 8 of the last 10. And a lot of these have been in regulation. A lot of them have been 1-goal wins. And Anaheim's been playing their fair share of 1-goal games as of late. So I don't know if I would go and chase the puck line with the Jets here. But I'll still take the Jets to win this one in regulation. Knock that minus 178 price down to something more manageable, around minus 115 or minus 120. Now we head to Climate Pledge Arena where the Seattle Kraken take on the Minnesota Wild. And the Minnesota Wild, they've dropped back-to-back games after their win streak with the new coach rub. And then, like I said, you get the new coach rub. And then once you take the loss for the first couple games after, then it's up to you to kind of, right the ship after that. And, it's just like the honeymoon phase being over. You have to figure out when to get it back. Now, the Seattle Kraken, they never had it. They can't get out of their own way right now. They've lost 7 games in a row. They had their chances against the Tampa Bay Lightning, lost that game 4-3 in overtime. Now they got to pick up the pieces against a Minnesota team that's won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Has Minnesota been the best team out there? No. But right now it beats the alternative. It's the lesser of 2 evils. I got to go with the Minnesota Wild laying the $1.20 on the road in this one. And our final game on the board on Sunday takes us to the T-Mobile Arena where the Vegas Golden Knights take on the San Jose Sharks. And if you've been following the wraparound since the beginning, you'll know this is a very familiar game. This is a bit of a callback. The San Jose Sharks had just won their first road game of the season. And I went, they were playing the Golden Knights next, and the Golden Knights were like minus 500 favorites. and I took the Sharks on the money line, and I got roasted in the comment section. And then it eventually turned out for good reason, as the Sharks, I believe, lost that game 5-0. But the spot made sense. Now, am I going to go back to the Sharks here? I considered it, but I also considered going with the Vegas Golden Knights on the puck line. But instead, I landed on the over 6.5. You know, despite all the shortcomings that the San Jose Sharks have had, you know, they've still been scoring some goals in bunches as of late. You know, they had the comeback against the Detroit Red Wings, managed to put up their fair share of goals in that game. And you know, if we just look at the last few games overall, 6 goals against Detroit in a 6-5 win, 5 goals in a 5-4 win over the Islanders, 5 goals in a loss against the Rangers, 6 in a win over the Devils. So all of a sudden, a San Jose team that couldn't find the back of the net if their lives depended on it, they scored 22 goals in their last 4 games. They've also given up 18. And the Vegas Golden Knights, well, they've scored 6 goals in back-to-back games, 4 or more goals in 5 of their last 6. I think this one's going over the number. I think we're going to get some goals here. So give me the over 6.5 to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Sunday, December 10th, 2023. If you like this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell at the bottom of the screen so you get notified when the newest and freshest content gets dropped here at Pick Dawgz. And also, if you're looking for my best bets, again, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. Click in the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page at pickdawgz.com. And also make sure to let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Good luck.